So, I got lots of projects and lots of videos that will be coming out fairly soon. Hopefully, one a week for the next like 7-8 weeks. I've been really swamped in filming, and they all sort of kind of go together, but not really. So I thought that I would do a video today on a nerdy pursuit of 3D printing and 3D design. So what you see here actually is two different computers. If I'm doing video editing or if I'm doing any sort of audio recording, then I'll use the Apple. If it's 3D or 2D design, if I'm slicing, if I'm modifying, if I'm printing, if I'm using the CNC, so the X-Carve, then it has to be done on the Windows machine. So two computers, two mice, blah 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 blah. But I mean that's what works for me and how I have to do it for now. Anyway, for printing, I actually, when I do shave, I use a safety razor, and I've got, oh, I don't know, 4 of them. I've got this one, which is a Japanese feather brand, really nice, big, heavy. I've got a couple classic Gillettes and a really sweet old Swiss razor that I got at a flea market, believe it or not, in Basel, Switzerland, when I lived there for a while. I travel a lot with my job, the day job, and I would like to take the safety razor with me, not one of the disposables. So I've been looking for a case, and what I did was I surfed over. I had an epiphany, and I surfed over to Thingiverse, and I found a case. I found where somebody had 3D printed a safety razor case that goes into an Altoids can, which was awesome. And the maker that actually designed the thing, it wasn't me, but it's a guy called ROTF 101. And I made it and I printed it, and then I posted a picture of the thing there on Thingiverse. And almost immediately ROTF 101 pinged me by message and said, hey, I see that you have a Gillette Travel Tech, that it doesn't quite fit in that thing. But I actually did a design specifically for the Travel Tech because I also have one. I was like, well, shit, yeah. So I ended up printing the second one in a different color. And so I was going to walk you through that process as well as the print for a couple other things. All right, thanks much. Here we go. Here's the original razor case and Altoids can that I used. Here is what I posted on Thingiverse. I did have some felt in the top here that I've taken out. But as you can see, my little Gillette Travel Tech is in here with a couple of feather blades and the top. Now, I really liked this green, and so what I did was I printed the new insert for the razor in that sort of that same color. So hold on a second and I will show you what that looks like. Et voila, here we go. So here is the new insert that was printed, and as you can see, the color, Alright, let's go ahead and fill her up and we'll see what she looks like. So we'll start with putting some blades in. Now I think that actually it would hold 5 or 6 of the blades, but I've just got 3 in here for now. Alright, there we go. Gillette Travel Tech in its own case. The one thing I can say that with using an Altoid, you do need to pad the inside just a little bit with some felt, and then I'll put some green felt on the top too to match both the print and the paint on the can. But there we go, it fits perfect. Comes right out. Okay. One last thing, I was just going to show what these look like kind of side by side. So here is both the green with the Travel Tech and then the standard Gillette safety razor. So this is an SD card and then micro SD card holder that I printed recently. This is my 3rd attempt, and it's actually the 3rd different type that I printed. This one, aesthetically I like it the most sitting on my desk, and just as far as the amount of SD cards and micro SD cards it'll hold, I think it's the most functional for me. So here is, let me take these out and I'll show you the different steps that I took, and so here is the finished one. This is with I think 40%. It's on an Ideal 3D20 PLA printer, and it's with 41 or 50% infill, and I did honeycomb infill, and then I've got 4 layers on the sides and the top, and then 3 layers on the bottom. And I think here you can see the honeycomb. Now the first time I did it, here's actually my first attempt at it, and again, usable, no issue whatsoever. But I don't know if you can see, but it just didn't fill properly. It's got some gaps, things like right in here, and I just didn't like it as much. So I decided to change the instead of 2 layers on the top and on the sides, to give it the 4 layer, and then instead of the fast honeycomb fill, I decided to do the full honeycomb. And then you can see kind of the difference in the layering and in the honeycomb here. So I made all those changes, and what happened was I printed that. And that is what happens when your filament breaks about an hour into a print. So anyway, I reloaded the filament, and then I printed this one. Anyway, so this is not my design. I got this from Thingiverse, and I will put the link to this particular thing and the designer of the thing in the space below this video. Alright, thanks. So story time. I was snowboarding recently, and a buddy had a GoPro session mounted to his board, and didn't even hit a bump, just it was really cold, and the standard GoPro session mount cracked, and his camera just went tumbling down the mountain. So I ended up picking it up and saved the camera and the footage, but that was kind of it for the filming for the day. So I decided to take a look at what was out there and do a case for him, and so just prototype it out in 3D. And so what I did was with the Dremel Idea Maker, again 3D20, was print out a case. Now when I printed this case, you'll see from some of the pictures that I did have to do some supports, and did take a chisel and remove this, but it came out really easy. The face of it, the back, has these holes, and you thread those, and then it's got a back piece that you put, I would suggest, some panhead screws in. So let me show you how it fits, and then the rest of the story. So it goes in, listen, pop, goes right in. Lights, everything. There's still access here to the side door. So it's a fine design, if I do say so myself. I may have stolen probably 99% of it from other people, but I did a little modeling of my own. So anyway, here is my prototype for a bomb-proof GoPro session mount. Now, to work for the Session 4, Session 5, I talked to him about milling this out on a 3-axis CNC, one of the Haas CNC machines, so it wouldn't be out of this PLA material. And we figured it out, and it would cost one piece price about $200 if you were the machinist. You could do 3 pieces, cost you about $60 just because of the cost of the material. Something like 60, 61 aluminum, something that would gall and just not crack, a little more malleable. What he did instead of milling this out and making his own mounts is he went on our friend Jeff Bezos' site, and by our friend I mean the world's friend, Jeff Bezos' little tiny website, Amazon, and he actually found an aluminum case that was already made for, I don't know, like 18 or 19 bucks. But I mean, it wasn't useless. I spent a few hours doing this, tweaking it, printing it, working on it, but it works, and it works well. So here you go. Just to show you, it actually, I mean, it's not in there forever. It comes right out. No big deal. Nothing breaks. That sort of thing. I've started just using this, the one that I printed, as a mount for pictures that I take here around the house and in the shop. So just put it in, in a tripod, and it's great. It's great for that. So I've got a couple cameras, and it's nice.